Hey, my name is Joey Mason, owner of Mason Hills. We're at our Mason Hills location known as Four Bulls at Mason Hills. And we're doing another interview with Alex Scott. She is owner of Earth Creations and a realtor and a mom and a wife and a homeschool teacher, all the things. It says you've been in holistic healthcare field for 10 years.
Yeah.
Active in our community, transplant from Texas.
Uh-huh.
Loves Jesus and strives to help people live healthier life through holistic practices and lifestyles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It makes me feel old thinking 10 years in holistic health.
So let's start with we talked off camera a little bit about some of your background, which I thought was really cool. And some people have told you not to share it, but I think you should. I think it'd be really good. People can listen to this and see how you've overcome things.
Yeah. Yeah. So I am the fourth generation that has struggled with alcoholism. And it kind of propelled me into learning about better ways to live, cleaner ways to live, God, bringing me, back to Christ. And I think it's important for us not to hide where we came from, yet share our testimony so it can help others, for sure.
Yeah, and that's been really, like, a lot of people think that everybody has it all together.
Yeah.
And we're all really just trying to make it in this thing called life, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see how people don't make it without Jesus. It's
yeah.
like,
it's rough.
I barely make it with him.
I know. It's rough. Yeah, I'll be sober 10 years in the end of July, and it's been a journey, but it led me right back to Christ, and in turn, I'm hoping to break those generations of addiction in the past, and my children won't ever have to know what that is.
Yeah.
So.
And do you think that people use, like, I hear a lot of people talk, and I've never had an addictive personality, so I don't understand.
You're a workaholic.
Yeah, well, yeah. But why do you think that some people use being, I used to be an alcoholic, or I used to be a drug addict as a crutch so much, and not just like, no, man, I'm a human being. I am this now. I used to be that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So why is it so important that people use those markers?
I think it's very important. The words we speak are very powerful. The Bible has told us that over and over again. And I am one to say that I was an alcoholic. I am no longer. I'm recovered, because I'm speaking life into the future.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't use it as a crutch. We should take it and tell others about it, help others, use our difficulties to save other people. And I think people that have struggled with addiction, they have a special heart that can go and help so many others, and they just don't know that that's going to be the next step in their journey.
Yeah, I haven't had anything to drink in about 7 or 8 years now. That doesn't mean I was, like, every now and then a whiskey sour makes me, even now, even talking about it gives me a lot of but I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything, a lot of the Christian community, I think, that I grew up in, were like, oh, you're going to hell if you do this. You're going to, it's like, but you're 427 pounds.
Yeah.
You can't stop eating.
Yeah.
Why are you judging me? And so do you think that overcoming alcoholism, although it was not easy, probably, was it made harder by some of the judgmentalness of the Christians? You got tattoos, I got tattoos. People. Why do you think that is, and how does it make it more difficult to be sober?
Well, we already feel guilty. We know what our issues are, and it's already hard for us. And my mother struggled with it for many years, and me becoming a mother, I know those guilts that she has, and we don't need to compound those with other voices. Everybody has their weakness, and some we see and some we don't. And my father always said, everything in moderation. Mm-hmm. Some of us have a hard time with that, but again, everybody has their own struggles, and we don't always see them. So I try to teach my children now to be kind to everybody, because we don't know what they're struggling with. Just because they don't have a bottle in their hand or drugs in their blood system doesn't mean that they're not struggling with something deeper.
Yeah, depression or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we all have something.
Yeah,
Right.
broken families.
Yeah.
You know, loss of loved ones and children, or infertility has been huge. I've struggled with infertility for years, and a lot of people say, I don't believe you talk about that. Again, it shouldn't be something that we're scared of. We should let other women know, hey, I struggle too. It's okay. We got this. You know, it's a team effort. We're here together.
Why do you think that people are so hesitant to talk about things? And, you know, other than pride, right? We know pride, you know, is one of those things that keeps us from being like, hey man, like for me, owning Mason Hills Farm has been the most fun, but yet the most difficult thing I have ever walked in.
Yeah.
From going and learning how to raise animals and learning then how to build a processing plant and having people that work for us that understand us and some don't understand us. And how is it that you cope with some of the stresses of starting your own small business and running a real estate company and doing all the things that you're doing? How are you able to cope with those things and not go like, you know what?
I'm out.
I'm out.
Cuts, yeah. Well, iron sharpens iron. And I try to have people around me that help support me, keep me focused. You know, there's times that I might call somebody and vent a little too much, and they're like, get focused again, Alex, you got this. And praying, you know, one day at a time. Sometimes it's 5 minutes at a time. We just got to take life a little bit slower and not take it so serious. And that's hard for me sometimes because I like to get things done.
Have you noticed that I was listening to a podcast the other day that said something to the effect of when you're at the point of where you're getting breakthrough or where you're going to do a huge speech or have something that's really instrumental and monumental in your life, that's the point of greatest vulnerability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the high that you're getting from all the things happening in your body and all these things, this high that you get, whenever you come off of that, that's how low you pretty much fall. And I've experienced that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people don't talk about a lot. It's like, well, it must be nice. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be nice. It must be this. It's like, well, it is nice, but it's also a lot of work. I'm sacrificing relationships. I'm sacrificing time and not knowing sometimes if this is going to work.
Yeah.
People say, well, you must be doing great. It's like, have you come and support us yet?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I've been watching you. Well, it'd be a lot better if you'd come and support us, you know. And
so we can stay open, so we can stay, you know, local.
Yeah, and so you've started this thing called Earth Creations.
Yeah.
How
it's
interesting
been a
is that?
Yeah, I always tell everybody, like, I didn't grow up in hippie family or,
Yeah.
we had amoxicillin in our refrigerator all the time, and pink medicine, I remember that. But it kind of was a journey. I got sober. I finally was able, I had a son who was amazing. It was awesome. It was a God gift. And he ended up having an adverse reaction to some medicine. And it kind of threw us in to that journey of how do we heal the body without medicine, because he wasn't able to take anymore. Lots of reading and studying, and it kind of just morphed into something great. It started with some honey, onion, and garlic syrup to help with pneumonia. Next thing you know, it's elderberries and teas, and it's been a journey, but I'm trying to be obedient to God with it. So if it grows fast, great. If it grows slow, I'm okay with that. And in the meantime, I want to be able to touch people where they know, listen, we can trust in our God, we can trust in our bodies, and we can do things naturally as much as possible. So.
Well, we hosted our first event called Nourish and Flourish.
Yes.
That was your brainchild at Four Bulls Ocean Springs.
Yeah, 1,800 people.
God, it was nuts.
It was awesome.
And so we had 20 vendors or so, 19, 20 vendors. And I said, this is a great opportunity to give local people a platform, because sometimes there's only been a few people that have said yes to us.
Yeah.
Piggly Wiggly is one of those. We're on, the truck with some broadliners now. They're saying yes to us. And it's been a really hard struggle to get people to say, yeah. We want your products.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this collective hippies. It was the most hippies I'd ever seen in one organization.
And you gave us that platform to come together and educate the community in Ocean Springs, and they loved it. Yeah, it was awesome.
And so we're getting ready to do some more events too. We have Smoke on the Farm is going to happen again, October 17th, 18th, and 19th. And you've been a really instrumental part in helping us plan these events. And
it's been fun.
Yeah, and you've gotten some opportunities, I think, to really help promote your brand too, right?
Absolutely.
Your brand is growing as a result of maybe not being with us, but as a result of, you do have premium shelf space.
I do.
Here.
Thank you.
But what are some of the challenges that you've experienced that you didn't know were going to be challenges in starting Earth Creations?
A lot of pushback. No,
really?
Not many people say yes, like you're saying. You were one of the first, and I like to tell that story. I came up here to get my meat, and it was a Saturday, and y'all weren't open. And to thank you, I had a jar of elderberry in my car, and I gave it to you, and you were like, "Oh goodness, what is this?" And then next thing you know, I was being invited into the store, and I used it as a thank you, and then God used it as more than that. So it was like a seed. But saying people get nervous. They don't know us. They don't know our brand. They don't know if they're gonna like it. And we're not a big name company. We're out of Grand Bay, Alabama.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, in full transparency, I did not drink the elderberry because I thought it was going to be absolutely horrendous. I tasted it the other day, and it was pretty. It was decent. It was, it tasted like elderberries. I think elderberries would taste, but we really want to give people a platform.
Yeah, that's the only way I think we're going to grow our country back.
Yeah.
Hey, let's support what is already here, and not many people say yes, and so you have a great place where you are being able to provide that for small businesses here in Grand Bay, Ocean Springs, but we're seeing people at these vendor events from all over, Van Cleve and Foley. So they're wanting to come because they know they've got a place that they can, share their products.
And you don't have to buy stuff at the big box stores.
No.
You can come, and this stuff is not that much more expensive. In some instances, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
To
and
shop
cleaner.
here.
Cleaner.
And a lot cleaner. So, we talk about some of the bad effects that eating toxic things will have on your body. What about the cost of getting a disease or something, having to go and get that stuff treated, all because you're putting stuff back in your body? I know that you've been tracking the new administration and RFK and what he's doing.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I love it. He's actually been somebody that I've helped with legislation on some things in Alabama, and he's been a big help with it years before this. So the fact that he's here now and he's making some changes are great. Other countries eat way cleaner than us, and we're supposed to be the powerhouse. So.
Yeah, and whenever I went to Europe and came back, I got sick. I was there for 10 days. I was like,
you lost weight and everything.
Yeah, then I came back.
And that's just crazy, and people say it all the time. Food is medicine. What we put in our bodies is important. Our bodies are a temple, and that's one reason I jumped on board over here with you guys is once I lost Whole Foods out here, there was nowhere to buy clean meat, and then you brought chicken in, and then you brought pork. And I'm like, heck yeah, we cannot just have our steaks that are clean. And it's awesome that we can support something local right here. I can bring my kids to the farm and see what you have. And they will learn from that. And then hopefully that will change the next generation as well to eat better.
So to make some money, and it not just to be community service, you've had to scale your business and get some outside help. Yeah. How difficult has that been to get co-packers to pack for you? Because you would be 1 o'clock in the morning mixing up grandma's salsa.
Yeah.
How hard has it been to go from making a few jars a week for our little store to making it for our other stores, and then y'all are in 4 or 5 different locations. 8. Excuse me.
I'm proud. I'm proud. It's been difficult, but it's also been very exciting. You know, I know that I've reached out to you and a couple other, you know, owners, and I'm like, what in the world? It's so difficult. But at the same time, today was a very good day to reflect on some of that, because as the pieces fall, they do come together. And I'm excited. Nobody knows that we are going to be manufacturing our products yet. So that's a cool little drop, but we will have some stuff manufactured, and it'll all be local and FDA approved, but still organic and coming from Mobile.
So what do you think, do you have any words of wisdom for people that you've run into, that we've hosted at some of these events, some of these smaller cottage law type people? What are some of the things that they can do to succeed and grow their brand to kind of where you're at and where you're going to go?
Keep hustling. Don't give up. Get on social media. It's free. Don't be afraid to do lives. Talk about your products. Be proud, and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, get out there, and if you get 100 no's but you get 1 yes, you got 1 more.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I've been told, I remember when you first did your first live, you're like, oh my God. And then, you've really done well. And
Thank you.
do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that you've given us, and your team.
We couldn't do without Ann. We want to give a shout out to Ann.
I know. We love you,
Ann.
Ann.
Bear, and Mike.
And Mike and Ashley and Amy.
Herschel.
Oh, good old Herschel. I love your father. He is just sweet as can be. Yeah, it's been a great opportunity, and I love it, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And at the end of every day, I got to give it back to God and say, I'm doing this because I'm trying to be obedient. And as I share my products, I want to be able to share God with everybody else.
So, guys, thank y'all so much for watching our videos. Thank you if you made it to the end of this video, man, we appreciate it. Support local, support often, and
eat clean.
Eat clean. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, guys, if y'all made it to the end of this video, it means a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Please hit the bell for notifications. Like, subscribe, follow. You can check out all of our current events on our webpage and our social media. You can sign up on our newsletter. Any way that you can get involved, we'd love to have you as we bring farm to table to reality. Thank you again. Have a good day.